What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of the Celebrity Junk. You know, guys, I'm talking about something a little bit more serious today. And, you know, one of the things I like to deal in is politics. Now, I'm not as savvy in politics as my brother Anthony Brian Logan is. He's much more talented than me. I am a novice, but I understand things at the very basic levels. You know, I understand at the very basic levels, and this is what I want to talk about today. You know, I am an African American. I am from the African American community in the West Coast. Okay. And my family, both my parents came from Louisiana. And we came from Louisiana. I was not born there, but my parents were. During the Great Migration, some of you that came from the slavery South, you ended up in places like Chicago. You ended up in places like Detroit. Some of you brothers and sisters went to St. Louis. You went to Ohio, places where there were factory jobs. Some of you went to Richmond. We came to the Bay Area, and then my father's family came to Southern California. All right. And at that time, in certain pockets of Oakland, which was a really big black population of the city, Sacramento had its parts in the North and South Sacramento partitions. In certain elements of LA, you had Lamar Park, there was Compton, there was South Central, places like that. You had Baldwin Hills. And then the Hispanic community started coming in more or less, and then you had the Asian community. And then you started to see other groups dominate, not only in California, but in the United States, where we were no longer the second largest minority. We became the third as the Latino population increased. Okay. And then what we started to see in California is that the California hate crime started to increase, largely as Hispanics and blacks fought over certain areas that were by blacks. Now, I mean, I don't know if you want to call that a hate crime, but there definitely was violence against both groups. Okay, but what we have seen is now in 2020 that not only are Hispanics experiencing hate crimes, but African Americans, and we want to talk about blacks. There are Africans and Caribbeans in California, but California is dominated by mostly African American population. We have seen hate crime surging by 31% in 2020, a year in which there was COVID, people were in their homes. We've seen blacks being targeted 1,247 to 1,536, but only accounting for 6.5% of the state's population. So 6.5% of the state's population were victim of 30% of all hate crimes. Okay? Now, this is after a year where you had George Floyd, but and even when with coronavirus, with the Asian hate bill protection of folks during coronavirus, the number of targeting Asians, the community was 89 people. Okay, so that's not even 4 or 5%. Now, it is double than what it was last year, but blacks are more experiencing by hate crimes more than that. But I want to talk about this. 95% of African Americans in California are voting for Democrats. You get no anti-black hate bill signed by Joe Biden. Okay? Even sexual orientations The LGBT communities, the hate crimes were lower, okay, in certain aspects. But the anti-black bias has grown. I'm giving you this message today because I want our people to be woken up. The only people that you're going to be able to depend on is one another. All right. I'm talking about all blacks in California. I don't care where you're from. If you're in the African American community, which you're dominating as the numbers of blacks, you're the African community, you're a Caribbean community. Our hate crimes, and these are from other groups. I don't care how much you're saying we want to be accepted, we want to be respected. Your crimes are going up. People are attacking, and this is not all, but if you want to look at hate crimes, we're the ones being targeted. While we are the ones that have contributed more to this country, and now I'm singling out the African American community than anybody else. We fought in every war. We've helped in all the industrialization stages in American history. We were in the lows and the highs. 20% of the military force is us. We've helped in every aspect of this country, in the academic world, in the entertainment world. Everything we've contributed to America. Yet, we are the most attacked group of people. And we are out here fighting for things to get better. But we have to fight with our dollars. And I'm trying to tell you, brothers and sisters, this is that you cannot change how people feel about you, but you can make them respect you. And this is why on my platforms, I try to help so many of our people get into the social media business. I try to help not just even black men, but black women also, because we're the only chance that we have to make it in this world. There are some groups who are sympathetic to us, no doubt. But if you feel that, on average, that people are going to care about you because you went to Harvard or you went to Yale or you went to this and that, and they don't see you as differently as you think you are, and you're talking down on your people, understand that these numbers signify something. That blacks are not really liked amongst the minority community. Despite the positive contributions that we made to America, allowing other groups to even be here. I don't understand why we're still voting for the Democratic Party. I don't understand why we're not pushing to work with one another. I don't understand why we have the animosity that we have for our people. When the numbers seems like, we have so much of an animosity for ourselves, but apparently others do. Okay? This is why blacks need to understand the opportunity we have to come together. We will all not agree. We will all not like each other, but we can stay out of each other's way of progressing. That we can do, because the numbers show that there are already other people who already don't like us. All right? Even with, Trayvon Martin, you have that story. George Floyd, you have that story. So many others, I can't name them all. Still, hate crimes against you are growing. What is it going to take for us to come together as a group of people and start to say, you know what, hey, we need to fix this. Economically, we need to fix this. Physically, we got to fix this. We need to start loving our people. Because if we don't love us, who will respect us? We got to have our own stuff. We have to respect our people. Respect ourselves and love one another. Otherwise, these numbers are going to continue to go up. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I really appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe, hit the bell, check out the first comment at the top. And as you know, the buffoonery remains at an all-time high. Check out the Black Men Are Perfect t-shirts.